So what was it?
I wouldn't say we sent a message. I would just say we proved to ourselves that we can live up to the Zag standard. You know, when we really lock in, put two halves of defense together. So we don't go out to prove stuff to people. We prove stuff to ourselves, and we did a good job today.
This is for Drew and Andrew. Kind of what does it say about your team that, 10 days ago against Texas, Drew dominates the game and puts up 37, and today he's able to kind of step back and Chet and Andrew really dominates.
That's the beauty of this program and this offense. I mean, that was one of the most funs I've ever had playing, and it was just a great team win, and that's the beauty of our system. Anybody can step up on any given night, and this team is so unselfish. It doesn't matter who scores or whose night it is. We just enjoy winning, and there's no better feeling than this one.
Mark, it seems like Andrew was really attacking the basket early, and he scored the game's first 2 points. And Coach Cronin just said he was hands down the best player in the game. Can you talk about his contributions?
I mean, I consider him usually the best player pretty much every night, and he's just such a comforting thing to have as a coach. When you have what you feel you have the best point guard in the country, because the stuff that you want done out there is going to get done. He's got a great understanding of the game. You don't have to call a lot of stuff or do a lot of stuff or direct a lot of stuff because your point guard's so well schooled in it. But I'm proud of him because again, he's always been very unselfish. There were even times last year where I thought he was a little too unselfish. And he's capable of scoring. He's capable of getting downhill and making those finishes, and also knocking it down from three. So I think everybody's able to see the stuff that we get to see, in practice.
Andrew, I think your career high at Florida was 25 points, and you finished one point shy of that. Did you know that you were that close to reaching 25, or?
No, I didn't. I was just playing the game.
What was kind of your goal on the court tonight? You were hunting your shots pretty early.
Yeah, just to stay aggressive. What Coach was saying, I knew that they're going to have a big focus on Drew. He had 37 against Texas, so we need some offense from other people. So we just try to come to the game with that mindset.
Drew, I think you guarded Hawkins for quite a bit early. I think you were on Juzang early when it got away from him. Just talk about defensively. I mean, I think people get lost in the numbers, but the defense led to all kinds of stuff at the other end, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're at our best when we play defense and turn that into offense, and I thought we had great team defense, whether it was rotations or choke downs, and even just, one-on-one defense. I thought we did a great job collectively as a unit, and it's something that Coach has just been, hammering all the time, and I feel like this was one of the few times where we really put two solid full games together, and I thought we looked really good because of that.
Mark, what did you make of the atmosphere here in T-Mobile Arena tonight?
I thought it was fantastic. Reminded me of maybe something you'd see in a regional final or regional semifinal or something. It was loud. Both fans showed up, and just great atmosphere. And the atmosphere, matched perfectly with the game and what was at stake and the two teams that were out there. And so it was really neat to see. I know it's tough for people to travel around this time, but it was great to see all our fans come down. And hopefully sounds like it'll be the same thing on Friday down here.
What does it mean for college basketball to have Dickie V calling the game tonight?
Well, first of all, I tried to talk him out of it because he was hoping he'd rest and everything. We were talking earlier this week, but he just loves this game. And he's done so much for this game. If you think about it throughout all the years, what an ambassador for college basketball he is. But then also what an incredible just saint of a human being for all the stuff he's done for cancer and the amount, not only the amount of money he's raised, which is just crazy, but just the awareness that he's created. It's really phenomenal. I mean, you talk about making an impact in your life, man. Like Dickie V's made an impact, which is just so cool. So it was great to have him here, and hopefully we can rest up and heal up, and we'll see him again later.
Andrew, how'd the transition game feel out there? Nice, not really calling plays and just playing.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think that was one of the most effective ways to be able to score the ball today. So just try to get out and transition as much as possible.
Mark, how many times you can do defensively when you got bigs who can switch the way that your bigs can switch?
Well, again, I think that was, that was actually one of the reasons I think Drew came back. I mean, everybody wants to focus on shooting threes and all that, but I think what he's shown is he can really move his feet and guard, and I think that's all he really needs to show people, because he can score on anybody. And he's doing a great job of that. I mean, he was severely tested tonight on that. Hawkwez is an outstanding downhill driver with great footwork, almost like Drew in there with his pivots and shot fakes and everything. And I thought he did a great job. And you know what? We're growing that package with Chet a little bit. Chet's moving his feet much better than he did, a month ago or so. And so, we'll continue to work on that. But to Jim's point, I thought our transition game was really good in that first half. The UCLA is tough to score on in the second half, or in the half court, excuse me. And Mick does a great job of switching their coverages and how they play us. It's constantly switching, and they got a real toughness about them. And so it was important for us to get out and run and get those baskets before the half court was set up.
Mark, do you think this could be one of your best defensive teams ever if it keeps going like this?
I mean, it's just, what are we, 5 or 6 games in? That 17 year, we were number 1 in the country all year, DER, and it was a great defensive team because it had rim protection. It had rim protection, had guards that would come down and rebound, and physical guards that could kind of guard their yard. So, it's too early to make proclamations like that, but I would say I'm encouraged with how these last couple games have went, because we've had 2 halves of defense, whereas prior to that we've kind of just had one.
What do you think makes this team unique in terms of defense?
Again, Drew's improvement. Andrew's a very, very, very underrated defender, both on the ball and off the ball. And looking at Juzang's number, Andrew was on him a lot of this game, and to hold him down like that. Juzang is a big time scorer. He's got a big time game, a pull up jumper, and an awesome 3 and floaters. And I thought we did a great job on him, and that was mostly Andrew. So it starts there, and then we have bigs now that can protect the rim a little bit, move their feet. We got guys like Anton that can come in and make plays. Our young guys are defending. I thought they defended great tonight. Hunter and Nolan got in there, and we were even able to play Caden a long time. And Caden's going to be a really, really good defender in this program. So, we'll see. The best thing about this squad is we're a work in progress still. We got a lot of room for growth. So.
We have time for 2 more questions.
For Drew, obviously everyone knows, how spectacular Chet can be, but to see the defense, to see the end-to-end plays in an environment like this, in a 1 versus 2 game, what does this kind of say about what's possible for him, especially in March?
We've been around him every day, working, and this is a shock to none of us. This is what we expect from him, and he expects that of himself. So it's just Chet. There's no other way to describe it. He's one of a kind, and he's just playing the way he plays.
Coach Stu, so you guys beat UCLA today before. St. Mary's had a big win against Oregon, and WCC seems to be getting a lot of notoriety. Santa Clara is getting big wins. San Francisco is getting big wins. BYU is getting big wins. What does it mean just for the conference as a whole? Because sometimes you guys get slack for playing in WC, just getting this notoriety, and just you guys are going to have big matchups, not just in the non-conference, but in the conference going forward. Well,
it's great to see. It really is, and I think it shows, the level of play that we have in our conference. Sometimes, one of the things that irritates me the most is everybody just assumes we're going to roll through the conference every year undefeated, and for us to accomplish that is huge, because there's some just excellent coaches in this league. Randy Bennett's a great coach, and now I think what you're seeing is now these teams are getting in these MTEs and some of these tournaments that more and more are available, and they get out in the non-league and get an opportunity to play games like they're playing, and they're showing what they're capable of. And the other thing I would say, with coming off the COVID situation last year, our league is one of those leagues that has a ton of these super seniors. Okay, and so this is an old league. I think we're the only ones that don't have any. because my guys get tired of me and leave, you know, before they don't want me for 6 years. No, and so that's really big this year. I think that's going to be a huge factor, you know, going down the stretch as far as who makes the NCAA tournament and the teams that can post the type of resumes that are worthy. And when you have an old team in college basketball, you know, that's a good thing. I got these two old guys. That's all I got. And Razier's an old guy, but he's only been with us a couple months. So it's like I said earlier, it's very comforting to have that.
Thanks, everybody.